59 matches have gone before, and now one just remains, and it's a big one as well to finish off. Both sides have made it to the round of 16, but BG Pathum United, with a 3-goal win, would finish on top of the group. However, it's the defending champions Ulsan Hyundai that stand in their way. The Koreans going in search of a 15th consecutive win, a new record, having beaten their own record earlier in the tournament. Well, this is just part one, of course, the group stages. We do have the knockout round to look forward to later on in the year. Both these sides, as we say, 12 points is enough for BG Pathum United, whatever happens. But a win by 3 goals or more, as we said, would see them top the group ahead of Ulsan Hyundai. Ulsan, though, looking to preserve that unbeaten record. Earlier, Vittel picked up their 2nd win of the competition after KOR had 2 players sent off and finished with 9 men. Temperatures just dipped a little bit from that first game, 27 degrees now, 87% the humidity. It's been hot and humid for the last 2.5 weeks here in Thailand. Our 3 venues, which I have to say have hosted a magnificent tournament. The pitches have stayed in superb condition. We've had the heat, the humidity, we've had torrential rain, we've had flooded pitches, but all credit to the staff at these stadiums and everybody involved in the organisation and the safety of the players, that we're having a safe conclusion to this AFC Champions League group stage campaign. Ulsan Hyundai, the defending champions, won the title last year, beating Persepolis in the final. Massive for BG Pathum United to have made it through to the round of 16. Can they finish off on a high? A reminder of the situation in terms of the group. The goal difference overall doesn't matter, because if these sides finish level on 15 points, it is the goal difference in matches between the sides that will be taken into account. So Ulsan Hyundai beat BG Pathum United 2-0. So a 3-0 win for the Thais would be enough to see them top the group. Any other scenario than that, it gets a little complicated, so we'll cross those bridges when we come to it. For now, Ulsan, of course, will have other things to say. They've won 14 in a row, a new competition record. They've only conceded 1 goal in the competition so far. No Diogo today for BG Pathum United. He picked up a knock in the last game, so he's on the bench, or rested today rather. But he's done his job well for his team. 3 goals, including 2 in the opening match, that 4-0 win over KOR when they got off to a fine start. Have just lost the 1 game, 4 wins out of 5, the only defeat coming against that man's side, Hong Myung-bo, the coach of Ulsan Hyundai. Ulsan have scored 33 goals, by the way, in those 14 winning matches, and they've only conceded 7. Very strong at the back, and they've shown in this competition that success is built on a strong defence, and that's certainly what they've got. Just see the last line of defence there, the goalkeeper Hyun-woo doing a bit of stretching. Played in 4 out of the 5 games, the goalkeeper. We'll remind you of the 8 teams that have gone through to the round of 16. Of course, there were 8 teams in the Western section that concluded back in April. They've been waiting for a long time. They knew their round of 16 opponents, of course. They play within East and West for the round of 16 before being mixed up for the quarter-finals. Aurelio Vidmar, the new coach that took over just before this competition, has really moulded his side in something to be proud of. And I'm sure the rabbit on the logo has started to look a little bit happier over the last few matches. There are quite a few players that aren't involved in the matchday squad. There are 30 in the squads, or a maximum of 30 allowed, 11 in the starting lineup, 10 substitutes, so 9 players are always sitting in the stand looking on. But I'm sure happy to be a part of proceedings at what is such a massive competition and being beamed all around Asia and around the world, of course. And with no spectators here, we hope you've been enjoying it on TV wherever you are. And we've got one more match to bring you, and hopefully this will be a good game to finish off the tournament as well. There have been goals in the other games that are going on at the moment in Azerbaijan. I can tell you that Daegu haven't wrapped up that final second-place spot. Still going on, but they were leading 4-0 in their match, which put paid to Kitchi going through. They'd hoped for a minor miracle, but not to be. So it is the side from Hong Kong that make way. Pohang Steelers, BG Pathum United and Daegu, the 3 teams going through as the second-place teams. The only 2 teams to miss out in second place, Kitchi and Gamba Osaka. So for the final time, these players will show their appreciation to their opponents. The bio bubbles coming to a close after what's been some 3 weeks, over 3 weeks for these players since they arrived, and they went into their bubbles ahead of the kick-off of the opening matches. Seems a long time ago, the 26th of June, when BG Pathum United took on Kaya and Vital were beaten 1-0 by Ulsan in those opening games. Games every 3 days have come thick and fast, and team selection has been all important. And here are today's lineups. Aurelio Vidmar makes 4 changes to his starting lineup, 3 enforced. Diogo and Thiago are both injured. Tunez is suspended, so Ernesto comes in at the back, as does Piachinok. Kevin Ingresso makes a 3rd start in midfield, while Chenrop will partner Tirasil up front in Diogo's absence. Sarak was the match winner last time out. Ali Reza Fagani from the Islamic Republic of Iran is our referee. He took charge of the Nagoya Grampus against Johor Darul Tazim game earlier in the competition. He's been a 4th official on 3 occasions. Ulsan make 3 changes to their team that beat Vital 3-0. Min Jun returns after his red card against Kaya on matchday 4. Hyung Min also comes back in and he's captain today. Young Jun, who replaced the injured Ki Hee in the last match, replaces him in the starting 11 today. Lucas Hinterseer has 3 goals so far. Vako has also chipped in with a couple from midfield. Scored a great goal in the last game, Vako, to put them in front 3 minutes into the second half against Vital. On the bench, Tosapol, Chatmonkol and Sarawat are the only outfield players yet to feature for BG Pathum United, while OC Hun on the Ulsan bench has 3 goals to his name and scored in the last match against Vital after coming on as a substitute. Well, they know they're through, but they'll want to finish with this impressive record nicely intact. It took them a long time in their last game to break down a very stubborn FC Kaya defence. It took 83 minutes till Sarak scored the only goal to seal the points. But the previous match as well, Ulsan had been frustrated by Kaya. They only managed to beat them 2-1, so the Filipino side came up with a way to stop them playing. Can either side manage that against the opposition here today? Chachai is the BG Pathum United goalkeeper. He's played in every match so far, one of the big jokers in the team as well. It's all very serious now for the next 90 minutes. Lucas Hinterseer, one of 3 foreigners in the Ulsan Hyundai lineup, hails from Austria. Vako in midfield is Georgian, and then the big central defender Dave Bultis from the Netherlands. It's a nice balance in the side that Hong Myung-bo's got, and he's had plenty of options available to him. So it's the final game of the AFC Champions League Group Stages 2021. BG Pathum United, all in blue, will kick from left to right in the first half. Ulsan in a chain strip of white today. Straight away, Lucas Hinterseer has taken a knock to the back of the head. This is Vako. Hinterseer a little bit slow to get into position. Now he seems to have recovered. Chul back to Bitgurum. One thing you'll notice about the Ulsan Hyundai fullbacks, Taewon and Chul, is their ability to get forward. They don't play as wing backs because they are in a back 4, but they have that option to get forward and provide width to Hong Myung-bo's side, and it's been much in their credit that they've created plenty of goals for their team this season. But great engines, they have a great ability to get back. Aurelio Vidmar in his second spell at the club after joining from Lion City Sailors in Singapore. Good ball across in towards Hinterseer, gathered by Chachai. And there is Hong Myung-bo, the man who took over last season. Kim Do-hoon was the man that guided them to the AFC Champions League title last season, and by a strange quirk of fate, he's now gone to Lion City Sailors to replace Aurelio Vidmar as coach. These top coaches don't stay out of work for too long, not when you're an AFC Champions League winner. Because they did lose their main talisman from last season as well, Junior Negrao, who moved to Changchun. Scored 67 goals in 94 appearances for Ulsan. Here's Lucas Hinterseer, he's the man charged with getting goals now. Negrao got both in the final last year. Away by Piachinok. Chul. Out wide by Bitgurum. Taewon with that familiar white tape around his wrists. Bultis. And a Chul. Allowed to run by Bitgurum. Chul. Just trying to feed that over the top back to him. It came off the back of Surachat. Chul seen plenty of the ball, trying to bend that one for Lucas Hinterseer. Well cut out though. Piachinok into that back 3. So they had to make 2 changes in the back 3 today. Thiago picked up a knock in the last match. Tunez got his second yellow card, an unnecessary one really, that saw him suspended for today's game. This means that Ernesto can come in for a second start. Titipan. Chase on down that far side for Jodrak. Tirasil trying to turn the experienced striker. Scored a couple in the opening game. He and Diogo with 2 apiece in a big 4-0 win over Kaya to get their campaign underway. was Kaya that found a way through Ulsan's defences. Jovan Bedik, the captain. All the way through for a goal kick. No real chances in the early stages as yet. The draw for the round of 16, by the way, will be made after this match is finished, so the players and supporters won't have to wait too long to find out their round of 16 opponents. The round of 16, of course, in a couple of months' time in September. Daegu's win earlier on, by the way, and booking their place in the next round means that all four Korean sides that had taken part in the group stages are through. Jeonbuk Motors, Pohang Steelers and Ulsan, of course. Good header by Bultis. Minjun. Reminder, if Ulsan avoid defeat today, they will win the group. BG Pathum United need to win by 3 clear goals. Good shot from Minjun, just cutting in. Did score in the first game between the sides, Kim Min-jun. Struck with real venom, that one. If that would have been on target, Chachai might have had a problem. He was a little bit slow getting across the goalkeeper. Free kick. Bultis not convinced it was a free kick. That's the high foot that the free kick's been given for. He can't really have too many complaints about that. Chenrop had dipped into the ball a little bit, but the foot was very high. Interesting, Hong Young-bo saying before the game that it's important they keep this momentum going to take back into the K-League. They're currently on top of the K-League, 4 points clear of Jeonbuk Motors. Hyung Min's header, taken a knock as well as he tried to head that one away. Yeah, both players with their eye on the ball. It was Chatri that had come forward. Comes out off Piachinok. It's Taewon. Looking for Hintasira again. Piachinok just to guide it away. It's a good deep ball into the box. Bitgarum was slightly closer to Taewon on that occasion, but it's Hintasira that will always be the target man for them. Scored with his first couple of touches in 2 games. He scored that winner against Vitel in the 91st minute. Ulsan were frustrated for almost all the game against the Vietnamese in their first game, and Hintasira deflected the ball in the 91st minute to give the defending champions an opening 3 points. Added his second goal in that second game, the win over BG Pathum United again when they'd frustrated Ulsan for the first half. Chai a long way out of his goal, under no real pressure. There's the shot from earlier on from Min Jun that just went wide. Vako. Now Chul. Too close to Chatri. Or Chatchai rather, good save by the goalkeeper. And a Chatchai and a Chatri, which is slightly confusing. It's Chatchai, the goalkeeper. In addition to their 14-match winning run, Ulsan have actually scored in 15 consecutive matches as well. 34 goals. Again, they could equal their own record for scoring in the competition. They scored 16 in a row between 2012 and 2014. Here's Titipan. Put out a play by Baltis for a corner. There's a yellow card here. It's Taewon that's gone into the book, and he'll be lucky not to talk his way into another one. I'm not too sure what the referee's booked him for. Dave Baltis getting involved now as well. Taewon's certainly not happy at the moment. We might get a look at that in a moment, but it is the first yellow card of the match. Kevin Ingresso with the corner. Taken short to Surachat. It's too close to the keeper. Hyun Woo able just to watch the ball over the bar. Opted for the short corner routine. It's coolly done at the back from the Koreans. Taewon. Baltis. Titipan trying to turn away from his man, Chul. Now Bitgaram. Hyung-min. Tossing away was Kevin Ingresso. Not the paciest game in the world at the moment, but it's quite competitive through midfield at the moment. Min-jun. Now Taewon. Long-yun. Started 5 of the 6 games, Taewon. Foul on Tirasel. He shielded the ball well. Yong-yun was always going to give the free kick away from that sort of angle. It's into the side today because Ki-hee got injured in the last match. Good ball from Surachat. Yong-jin. Now Hyung-min. Min-jun, the only shot on goal so far. Tirasel, strange way to bring the ball under control. He had to really duck into that one to bring it on his chest, but he got away with it. Piachinok. Sarak. Surachat. Bitgaram. Hinterseer. Bit of space here for Chul. Teasing and checking back onto his weaker side. Couldn't get the ball across, though it's just out of the reach of Vako. Here's Ingresso. Ulsan's last defeat in the AFC Champions League was against Urawa Red Diamonds back in the round of 16 in 2019. They went through the whole of the campaign last year unbeaten. They drew with FC Tokyo in their first group game and won every one ever since, and it's been a winning run to this point. Haven't been as prolific as some teams in terms of goal scoring in this competition. They've only scored 11 goals. But they have only conceded the one. Here's Piachinok. Goalkeeper's off his line. It was a speculative effort from Hinterseer. Quick to apologise to his teammates, but probably worth a go. We saw a great long-range goal from Pathum Prempak from Port FC in one of the games from inside his own half. He gets the applause from Dave Baltis for having a go. Taewon. Still not quite sure what Taewon was booked for earlier on. He had got a yellow. Myung-jin. Hyungmin. Taewon on the chase again, be a corner. Very quick when he tries to spring the defenders, Taewon. He's caught out one or two by just playing off the shoulder, and the ball played into space, and he's gone like a flash. Always easier for the player attacking, of course, because the defender has to turn and just loses a little bit of time in that manoeuvre. Certainly he's a good outlet. Bitgarum, who was the MVP from last year's competition. Interseer and Baltis forward towards the near post. Another corner goes out off Chenrop. Needs a bit more height on this. Better delivery. The player gone down in the air. I think it was Jong Yun rather, that went down. Piachinok. Titipan. Now Tirasel. Sarak. Surachap tussling away, showing his strength on the ball. Tirasel just took a tumble, and now Ulsan will try and move forward again. Challenged by Yodrak, but he's injured himself in the process. Myongjin. Ingresso. Yodrak. Too much on the cross again. It'll be onto the roof of the net. No problems for Hyunwoo. Just the quality of those balls in are lacking at the moment. And that was why he got the yellow card. Taewon for saying too much to the referee. Always nice to get to the bottom of these things. Has taken the opportunity to get some water. So it is very hot and humid here again in Bangkok. Aurelio Vidmar looking on. Hopefully he won't have to make any changes. I think it's Yodrak that's down after that challenge a moment or so ago when he actually hit his ankle in the tackle. As I tell you, he made the tackle, but he actually injured himself. was a new addition to the BG Pathum United squad from Rayong FC. Kevin Ingresso was a new incomer as well from Buriram. Both making their debuts in this competition for their new team. Vako loves to cut in from this left-hand side. Vako scored a great goal in the last match doing exactly that. Here he is again. There'll be a foul. Foul by Ingresso. Clever back heel initially for Myongjin. He's a clever player, Vako. Valery Kazashvili from Georgia. Did pick up an early suspension in this tournament for a couple of yellow cards. Bitgaram to deliver the free kick. 6 white shirts inside the penalty area. Went for goal himself. Chachai gathers. Jong Yun was closing in. He tried to catch out the goalkeeper there, Bitgaram. Has scored a couple of goals so far. Scored 2 in the win over Kaya. Yoon Bitgaram. Baltis had got hold of Chenrock's shirt and the free kick goes against Baltis, who's furious. And if the referee's going to stick to his consistency, Baltis will probably get a yellow card. He gave Taiwan a yellow card for speaking out of turn. Well, it's the tug there that's given the free kick away. Dave Baltis does indeed get a yellow card. Was sent off twice in 3 games in the Korean season. Once in the league, once in the FA Cup. It's his first yellow card of the tournament, though. Not bad for a centre-back to keep yellow cards out of your stats. It's the free kick from Ingresso. Ball had already gone out of play for a corner before Piachinok tried to... Jodrek trying to deliver, by the way. Interseer back on defensive duty. Corner taken short. Oh, it's a free header for Chatri, who couldn't get over it. What a chance. He was all on his own. Just couldn't get up high enough to head the ball down. As we told you earlier, Group I played out to a conclusion earlier on. The leaders and group winners, Kawasaki Frontale, making it 6 wins out of 6 with a 4-0 win over Beijing. United City FC from the Philippines beaten 4-0 by Daegu FC from Korea, which, as we told you earlier, is significant because it puts Daegu through as one of the best second-place teams, and all 4 Korean teams have qualified for the next stage of the competition. Because Of course, drawn all four Japanese sides who've also made it through. It's Chol. Half an hour played, still goalless. Still only one shot on goal in anger from Min Jun, which went just wide of Chatri's post. A header a moment ago from Chatri, the central defender, was just too high. Good ball through, flag stays down, and the goalkeeper can't get there, and Min Jun will round the goalkeeper. And BG Pathum United were convinced that should have been an offside flag, but Min Jun has done exactly what he should. He's played to the whistle, and he's got his second goal of the tournament. Scored when these sides met on match day 2, and he scored here to put Ulsan in front. And their record of scoring in consecutive games continues. 16 games in a row now. Cleverly done to take it away from Chatchai. And Kim Min Jun made his debut in the Club World Cup as a 76-minute substitute against Al Dahail. Gets another goal here in the AFC Champions League for his side. Chenrop, Tirasil. Ingresso. Yodrak. Ingresso trying to continue his run. He was brought down by Min Jun, who's just scored the goal, and Min Jun's going to go into the book. So he's keeping the statisticians busy. So 3 yellow cards in this first half, all for Ulsan Hyundai. See what they can do from the free kick. It's good pace on it, but no one attacked it in the middle. Baltis went to ground and stares at the referee as if to say, well, how is that not a foul? Chatri, who headed over a moment or so ago, couldn't get anywhere near that one. He may have picked up an injury as well. Well, Yodrak has been injured. Now Chatri rather picked up a knock. Fako just getting a few words from his coach, Hong Myung-bo. He did assist Dick Advocat with the national team. Hong Myung-bo, when he finished playing. Looks like BG Pathum United are going to have to make a change. Tossapol Chom is going to come on for a first appearance. We haven't seen him at all yet. Here's the goal again. Good feet from Min Jun. Just waited for Chatchai to commit himself and rolled it into the empty net. And then picked up a yellow card almost immediately afterwards. Well, it looks like Chatri's game is over, so he will come off. Yeah, he just got his studs caught, I think, as he landed there and just jarred his ankle. It'll be disappointing in the final game. Tosapol Chomchon comes on though. He's a promising basketball player in his younger years before turning to football. Confirmation of Ulsan Hyundai preserving their 100% record and going and winning the group by 6 points as it stands at the moment. It does mean that if BG Pathum United want to overtake them, they have to score 4. They've got to win by 3 clear goals. Don't forget to take top spot on the goal difference between the two sides. And well, much as you don't want to be negative about things, you can't see in the way that Ulsan have defended and played so far, them conceding 4 goals in the 55 minutes that remain. But stranger things have happened in football. Never say never. Baltis. Just out of the reach of Vako. Ernesto, cut out by Jong-yun. Not cleared very far though. Surachat. There's a heavy touch, managed to retain the ball though. Titipan, Surachat. Foul Chul, so it will be a free kick to Ulsan Hyundai. Just a reminder of the round of 16 fixtures for you in the western section that have already been announced. Istiklal from Tajikistan will play Persepolis. Sharjah against Al Wada, the UAE teams going head to head. Istiklal against Al Hilal and Al Nazar against Tractor. Both those Saudi Arabia against Iran matchups. Once we get the final group table here, the permutations will be concluded and we'll know which teams in the East are playing each other. Those round of 16 clashes coming up on the 14th and 15th of September. Quarter-finals, semi-finals and the final will be over one leg, of course, as announced a couple of weeks ago, or a week or so ago. Those matches coming in October with the final on the 3rd week of November. Here's Baltis. Jong-yun. Bitgaran playing deep at the moment. Piachinok's header straight to the feet of Hyung-min. That's a lovely ball out wide to Taewon. This is where they're at their most dangerous. Ulsan Hyundai played into Vako, just in behind him. Be gathered by Lucas Hinterseer. Chul. Hyung-min. Chul. Vako weaving away through. Vako, good solid challenge by Tosapol, who came on a few moments ago. I think that's his first touch of the ball. Titipan. A chance for BG Pathum United to get level. Tirasil's pulled out wide. Titipan's continued his run. Tirasil's shot lacked pace. I think the goalkeeper touched that on its way out. It's been given as a corner. But he was trying to let that one go, Hyun-woo. Or did it flick off the defender? No, referee said it flicked the goalkeeper's knee on its way out. So, bit of good fortune goes BG Pathum United's way. Not sure it did touch Hyun-woo, but it is a corner. In swinger, BG would like to get back on level terms before half-time if they can. Not with a corner like that, they won't overhit. Hasn't had too many sights of goal today. Lucas Hinterseer had that one long-range effort when he tried to catch out Chachai, but was well over the top. It's nicely taken. Just too short for Chul. Titipan goes down. There's no foul this time. Good ball in for Hinterseer. Chachai was quickly off his line. Titipan just getting back to his feet very gingerly. I think the referee must have thought that Myung Jin played that ball when it actually came off Titipan. It should have been a free kick. That one is a free kick, foul on Chenrop. Hasn't quite got the elevation on it to reach Hinterseer. That's a good ball to Min Jun. Hinterseer wanted it played early. Min Jun had other ideas. Still going. Blocked away by Tossapol for the corner. Had that shot earlier on, Min Jun. He seems determined to get himself another. Bitgaren with the corner. Just 4 in the penalty area, 3 in a group on the penalty spots. And it was Yong Jun who had the header straight at Chachai on either side, and that's 2-0, but it was straight at the goalkeeper. Jong Yun in between the defenders. Got good power on it, but no direction to take it away from the keeper. Sure, also will just be pleased to play out the first half now.
There will be 2 minutes of added time.
Just a couple of minutes to be added. Lovely ball out to Chol. Myung-jin. Good play by Tossapol. Offside flag was up though. It's had to intervene a couple of times. It's coming on. Tossapol, the substitute. Two players in an offside position that time. Titipan. Piechinok. Well, the Thais will need to come out and find something in the second half. So the chances of them overhauling Ulsan at the top rather are remote. But they'll still want to try and get something from the match. They are going to be the only Thailand team that are going through. And there goes the half-time whistle. So a little bit controversial that first half. It was Min Jun who scored despite the big appeals for offside as he made his way through the BG Pathum United defence. It was a tidy finish, the Obion Chatchai. Just stayed on his feet and rolled the ball into the empty net. And his goal means that Ulsan Hyundai are halfway away to extending their unbeaten run, or their winning run, should I say, to 15 games. At the break, it's BG Pathum United 0, Ulsan Hyundai 1. Ulsan Hyundai are 45 minutes away from extending their winning run to 15 matches. Min Jun's goal on 31 minutes separates these two teams, and they could be going through to the round of 16 with a 100% record. They've only conceded 1 goal so far. BG Pathum United, to take over top spot, need to win by 3 clear goals. And I don't think they mustered a single shot on target in that first half, so they need to improve things in that department in the second half. We're forced into a change as well, with Tosapol coming on after Chattree was injured. Well, they'll hope to add to their goals in the second half, you can be sure of that. Doesn't look like there are any further changes to either team at half-time. It'll be BG Pathum United in blue that will get us underway. Final 45 minutes of the AFC Champions League group stages. The defending champions showing that they're not about to give their crown up easily this year. First touch for Tae-won in the second half, forward towards Hintersir, just flicked away from him by Tosapol. Just a reminder again of the teams that are going through to the round of 16. 4 Korean teams: Ulsan Hyundai, Jeonbuk Motors, Pohang Steelers and Daegu. Three Japanese teams: Kawasaki Frontale, Nagoya Grampus and Cerezo Osaka. And BG Pathum United going through as one of the best second place teams. So we wrongly said earlier, I think that Gamba Osaka had gone through. They actually finished bottom of the group of the second place teams. Only Gamba Osaka and Kichi, who finished second, failing to go through. It's a better looking ball across. It was gathered though by Hyungwoo. Gamba Osaka, the only of the Japanese sides not to go through. Otherwise it would have been a clean sweep for them as well. Hyungwoo nearly allowed that to run out for a corner. Here's Tae-won. Good start to the second half for BG Pathum United. That's not such a great ball there from Titipan. Can't give him too much room, Lucas Hintasiri will capitalise. Three goals in 13 appearances in the K-League so far for the Austrian. Just out of the reach of Piachinok, but Tossapol was covering behind him. Here's Jodrak. I think there'll be one or two tired bodies out there at the end of this tournament. A lot of players have, as we mentioned earlier on, have played every minute of their team's games. Competitive matches every 3 days is a strain for anybody. And not just normal conditions, of course, with the heat and humidity here as well playing a massive role. That's good play from Taiwan, just shepherding that out of play out of Ernesto. Had quite an illustrious playing career. Aurelio Vidmar played over 300 games for Adelaide City in a couple of spells. Played for Standard Liège and Feyenoord, Tenerife and Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Had a 10-year career with the Australian national team as well. Very experienced coach now, Aurelio Vidmar. Just too high for Ernesto. Hintasir. Was he clipped? There's no free kick being given. Piachinok was just under a little bit of pressure then. Oh, goalkeeper almost got that stuck under his feet. Chachai just got a little bit lucky. It's a foul surely from Jong Yun. Just bundling Tirasil off the ball. The ball over the top, aimed towards Min Jun. Well, Chachai prevents it from going for the corner, but might have got himself in trouble. Min Jun, he's redeemed himself. Chachai, Hintasir wanted that pull back, but again, Min Jun had his eye on getting himself another goal. Span away from Chachai. The angle was tight, there was a covering defender. Hintasir is desperate for that to be played square. The ball just never came to him. Here's Bitgarem, it'll be a foul. Min Jun. Towards Hintasir. Took a knock in the back, Hintasir. Piachinok intercepted the header. Tossapol. Poor ball, cut out by Hintasir again. It was a little bit of a tired looking pass, to be honest. Foot in by Ernesto. Good solid challenge to win the ball back. Tirasil. It's overhit. No chance for Surichat to try and get anything on that and keep it in play. He's a lucky man, Chachai. Just got caught under pressure a little bit earlier on and managed to redeem himself. That was the one he pushed back into play a moment or so ago, and Min Jun couldn't quite find the target. Hinterseer thought he would have done. It's Piachinot having a lot of the ball in the second half. BG Pathum United, it's just coming up with something creative, some cutting edge pass that's going to carve open this very good Ulsan defence. Baltis and Jong Yun today key. He has been a key member in there. Chul and Taewon have been solid at the back. So they have now scored in 16 games in a row. Seven goals conceded in this current winning run of 14 matches. 34 goals scored now. Away by Hyunwoo. Met by the head of Yodrak. Ernesto. Should imagine some changes will be made. I've just had the one substitution so far. Tosapol replacing Chatri, who was injured, but they can make another 4 changes, of course. 5 available to Ulsan Hyundai. Taewon. Hyung Min, time to turn on the edge of his own penalty area. Baltis. Chul. Vako. Aiming for Min Jun. Hinterseer out wide to Taewon. Straight away he made ground into the middle looking for a ball played in. It's another long-range shot. Hinterseer wanted it played into feet. I think it took a deflection off the Austrian and behind for another goal kick. Ernesto. Taewon shielded the ball well, drew the foul from Ernesto. The player coming into the starting lineup today for just his second period. The man born in Oviedo in Spain. Spanish father and a Thai mother. Did play with Real Oviedo's youth team, Ernesto, before moving to Buriram in 2013. Thai international. Now he's made 3 appearances for the national team. Hintasir again the intended target with a long ball, away by Ernesto. Hyungmin. Taewon. It's only the second time that Ulsan have met, aside from Thailand, in the group stages of the competition. They played Muang Thong United back in 2017, 0-0 draw at home and a 1-0 defeat in Thailand. Guided off by Hintasir. Good chest, Bitgaram. Hintasir. Vako. Just see Chol cutting in from that far side, wanted it played, had to check his run because he realised he would have been offside. He was desperate for Vako to release that one a little bit earlier. Here's Taewon. Driven in low towards Vako. Too much pace on the ball. Chenrop. Tirasil goes into the near post. Baltis with an important header away. Surachat. Chenrop. Came off the back of Chol. Frustrated scream from Surachat. Some of these passes and some crosses aren't far off being good balls into the middle. It's just those margins that we've spoken about a lot in this competition. Ulsan looking comfortable at the moment there. Record of 4 clean sheets so far is not too far away from being extended to a 5th. Do have the best defensive record in the eastern section. Nagoya Grampus only conceded a couple of goals, as did Cerezo Osaka. Kawasaki Frontale were the top scorers in the eastern section, if you're into your statistics. 23 goals in there, well, including today, 27 goals in there. 6 matches. Had an 8-0 win, a 7-0 win. An 8-0 win, rather. Daegu had a 7-0 win. High scoring in that group. Kawasaki Frontale, Daegu, United City and Beijing. But this was an eagerly awaited group. Everybody wanted to see how the holders would do under their new coach, Hyung Mung-bo. The man who was in the Korean squad in 2002 when they reached the semi-finals of the World Cup. And they've not been disappointed. They've got a free kick here, looking to extend their advantage. It's too long again. Changes to come. Chenrop's coming off. Sumanya coming on for a 3rd appearance off the bench. Ernesto is also making way. Apposite coming on. Again, a 3rd appearance in the group stages for him. Have only got one more window of opportunity to make a substitution. BG Pathum United, don't forget, because they had to bring on Tosopol in the first half. You are allowed 3 windows plus half-time to make your changes, basically to stop teams making 5 substitutions at 5 different parts of the game. It's designed to just speed things up a little bit. I would imagine it won't be long before we go back to the regulation 3 substitutes. Obviously, with the COVID situation, the substitutions were increased. Here come Ulsan again. Vako cutting in, saved by Chachai. Because it's been a big benefit to coaches that they can change half their outfield team if they need to. Although I think in this competition, where the heat and humidity has been so high as well, it's been a relief for some of the coaches to be able to rotate. Baltis with a header away. It's a heavy touch, he just got there before Surichat. It's a nice ball. Minjun, his goal, the separating factor between these two teams at the moment. That's a good challenge from Yodrak. Having to play in a much deeper role than he's used to today, Yodrak. He's used to playing up alongside Kevin Ingresso. Sarak. Sarak's goal against Kaya is looking even more important now, because it was the goal that took them on to 12 points. Other results the day after their last match meant that they did go through. Tosupol. Now Yodrak. Opposite. Weave away to the byline. Low ball in, nobody attacked it in front of Baltis. Jin forced to concede the corner. Thought he should have had a foul there, Myung-jin. Nothing was given. We're going to see a double change here by Hyundai. Sean Evans is the 4th official. Min Jun, the goal scorer, is one of those coming off. Chung Young is on. There was the goal. Stayed on his feet, did well. Chung Young is nicknamed Blue Dragon, which is a rough translation of his, or a translation of his name. Myung Jae is the other player that's come on. Straight onto defensive duties. Here's Sarak. No height on it again. They just can't miss out that first man. It's a little bit infuriating, you would imagine, for the coach. They probably worked on these kind of scenarios in training, and he just can't lift the ball over the opposition defender. Bikram. That's a lovely ball to Vako. If he can keep it in play, which he can. If he'd taken just a metre of pace off that, that would have been right into his path. He did just have to chase after it a little bit, Vako, into the corner. Means that the forward momentum was just lost momentarily, but they should be able to get this back again. We're into the final quarter of the final match of the AFC Champions League group stages. BG Pathum United 0, Ulsan Hyundai 1. Min Jun, who scored the goal, has just gone off. Stabbed away by Jong Yun. The shot took a slight deflection, and it was a good effort from Surachat. Just trying to bend it in that bottom corner. It's just flicked off. It may well have been Baltis who was on the ground, or certainly Jong Yun. No, it's Baltis that's got a toe to it. That was an important touch. Frustration for Surachat. Did score 12 goals last season for BG Pathum United. He didn't score in the season just finished. It's a bit of a frustrating campaign for him. Feature in 21 games. The ball sails out of play. Just a little bit nearly taken off that. He's not had too much service today, Lucas Hinterseer. He has shown that if you can get the ball into him, he's dangerous in front of goal. He's a predatory, old-fashioned striker that will get into good positions, but at times he's been let down by the final ball from his teammates. Didn't play in the AFC Champions League group stages last season. He made his debut in the Club World Cup against Tigra. Did score just before they came out to these championships in the league. Vako. Bitgaram. Jongyun. Now Taewon. Hyungbin. Overhit. Another double change about to be made. Sehun's coming on, who has scored 3 goals. He scored having come off the bench in the last match. He scored a couple on his first start against KOR in the first game between the two teams. Looks like Hyung Min, the captain, is going off. Young Woo is on. Hyung Min goes off. Young Woo on for a 4th substitute appearance. .5 minutes to go then. Ulsan Hyundai are closing in on that top spot in the group. It's theirs to lose. BG Pathum United have never really looked like they were going to threaten for the 3 goals that they needed once Min Jun put Ulsan in front. It's been a good campaign though for Aurelio Vidmar's side. So 4 wins out of 5 so far, probably exceeded their expectations coming into this. There's a shoulder charge between Vako and Piachinok, no foul. It was Ingresso. Bitgaram. Sehun, another predatory goal scorer, back to Bitgaram, skips around the challenge, he's a little fortunate, can't keep the shot down. And he probably should have kept the shot down, because it's a glorious opportunity to make it 2 for the man who was MVP last year. Got a little bit of good fortune just there when Titipan came back and got a touch into his path, but he won't want to be reminded of that shot too often. It's high over the top. Final changes for BT Pathum United. Sarek and Tirasil going off. Pathum and Chapman Cole are the players coming on. Chapman Paul on for the first time, and a third appearance off the bench, a fifth in overall from Pathum, who did start a couple of games earlier on in the competition. It's opposite. By Titipan. There's Yongwoo. He's gone in at left back where Chul was playing, the player that he replaced, so just a straight swap for that substitution. Good tackle for him, or good interception by Piachinok. Yongwoo. Fako. Four players racing to get into the centre. It's too close to Chachai. Ulsan. So we're going to 18 points. BG Pathum United stay on 12. As we've mentioned, it is enough to send them through. Vital won earlier. They beat Kayat to inflict a 6 defeat on the side from the Philippines. They did have 2 players sent off in that Kaya, which didn't help their cause. They only lost 1-0 in the end. It was a good rearguard action for them. Their coach Graham Harvey saying that it's been a great learning curve for them coming here and only having a few days to get their heads around pitching or playing against the best in Asian football after winning that playoff. But they can certainly leave here with their heads held high. They frustrated Ulsan for long periods. They frustrated BG Pathum United for 83 minutes in their last match, and they frustrated Vettel today with 9 men. Zvako falls back towards his own goal, but now Ulsan are going the right way. Dave Bultis. Yongwoo. Taewon, who's taken over the Chung Yong rather, who's taken over the captain's armband. Bultis striding forward. Opposite. BG Pathum United have seen a lot of the ball in the second half, but just creating chances that's been the bit of a bugbear for them. Bultis. Chung Yong didn't quite have enough on it. Like a nudge in the back there from Chapmon-Col, not given. An offside flag was up against Titipan. Final change about to be made by Ulsan Hyundai. It's Ki-hee that did pick up a knock in the last match. Wasn't deemed fit enough to start, but he is coming on now to replace Tae-won. He had his career at Daegu. Ki-hee, I'm sure he was delighted to see his old team book a place in the round of 16. Chapmon-Col. Ingresso. Opposite. Chapmon-Col. Had a few good touches since coming on the substitute. It is his first game for BG Pathum United. Chapmon-Col had a loan at Muang Thong from Port last season. The player looking forward to a Thai campaign at a new club. Here, free kick. A shove in the back by Myung Jae. Be Semenya the substitute over the free kick. Can the side from Thailand get a goal? It's headed goalwards. It needed a touch in front of Hyun Woo. There was never enough pace on the header to really trouble the goalkeeper. Surachat got too much on it, really. I think he may just have come off his shoulder, in fact, rather than his head. It's a good delivery, though. It's one of those where maybe you just need to try and use the pace on the ball and guide it in. Opposite. Tossapol, Piachinok. It's a good cross-field ball to Semenya. Still they've been forced backwards, though. BG Pathum United. Gildrak. Semenya. Piachinok on the overlap. The thing that you've noticed with BG Pathum United is without Diogo up front, they haven't really got a target man, someone that they can aim balls in for. That's a yellow card for Chapmon-Col, who's hauling back Vako. You look at Ulsan, they've got Hinterseer that's always a threat. but they don't seem to have that. BG Pathum United, Tirasil obviously can play alongside him, but he's not really what you call a central striker. No real aerial threat up front, and that's been one of the problems here today, that they haven't had that target man to aim for when they've been pressing forward. Kihi. Vako. Offside flag up. Another move brought prematurely to an end. Yeah, Bitgaruma's a long way offside. Jodrak's taken a knock. I don't know if he's still feeling that ankle from the first half when he picked up a knock. I haven't got any substitutes yet. They couldn't make any anyway. They've used their 3 windows for substitutes, BG Pathum United, but they have made their 5 changes. Hasn't really changed the shape of the game much. They've been tending to be like-for-like substitutes as well. And Surachat hooking away. Myung-jae with a throw. I'm sure everybody in this eastern section, players and supporters alike, will be looking on, and nobody will want to get Ulsan Hyundai in the round of 16, that's for sure. It's all down to the different permutations of the different groups. We'll know the round of 16 lineup a little bit later on this evening. Clearly Ulsan, one of the sides to avoid. Good ball forward. Here's Vako, and simply done beyond Chachai to get a second goal, and his 3rd of the tournament. Once again, BG Pathum United's resistance broken once more. Vako, who scored against Kaya, scored against Vittel. He sprung the offside trap. Nice little drag back inside Tossapol. And a tidy finish beyond Chachai. And his efforts have deserved a goal. And Ulsan Hyundai continue this wonderful record. It'll be 15 wins in a row, beating their own record. They beat their own record earlier on in the tournament. 35 goals scored now in the 15 wins. Still 7 conceded. And I go back to my earlier comment about nobody wanting to face them in the next stage of the competition. Ulsan will head back to Korea to resume their league campaign. 4 points clear at the top of the K-League. That defensive record we've seen in this competition has transferred into that as well. Well, they've only conceded 17 goals. It is the best defensive record in the K-League at the moment. And only Chunbuk Motors have scored more. Here's Surachat to Piachinok. They were 10 games unbeaten in the league coming into this. If you count this competition, they're now 16 unbeaten. And there's a wayward shot from Titipan, which goes well wide of the target. You'll take positives from this, Aurelio Vidmar. Qualification, no mean feat. It's been a strong group stage right throughout. It's been urged to try and keep the pressure on here, see if they can get something, even a consolation late on. Ulsan won't want to pass another clean sheet by Piachinok. Tossapol. Quite a clear shove in the back there. 4 minutes added time then at the end of the 90.
There will be 4 minutes of added time.
Well, they may not have their goal-scoring hero from last season, Ulsan Hyundai, but they've clearly got a very talented squad of players that can challenge at the highest level again in Asia. Eastern section has always been more productive in terms of winning this competition than the Western section. Koreans have won it 12 times, the Japanese 7. Piachinok. Opposite. Just lost his footing, trying to get back to his feet. That's the free kick. No malice from OC Hun. He was just trying to get the loose ball. He got every right to try and go for that once Opposite had slipped. Ingresso. Chapman Cole. Vako. One or two tired legs out there now, particularly from the BG Pathum United players. Yodrat looked dead on his feet then when he was just trying to chase that loose ball. Here he is again. He's probably thinking, don't give it back to me. Tossapol. Titipan. Ingresso. Little give and go from Pathum, but nobody behind him. It's through for Vako, but he won't get on the end of that one. Well, it's been a job well done by the Koreans professional performance from Gyeongmongbo's side. They will certainly be among the favourites to get through to the latter stages of the competition. The round of 16 in September, don't forget, they will play another team from the eastern region in their round of 16 clash before the teams get mixed up for the quarter-finals. That was too slow for Titipan to try and get on the end of. Vako again looking for his second of the match, pushed away by Chachai. That's a good save by the goalkeeper to unite the Georgian, his second goal of the match. As the referee's whistle brings to a close the AFC Champions League group stages. Vako close to a second. He added a goal in the 87th minute. It was Min Jun who put his side in front in the first half. Ulsan Hyundai conceded just one goal in their 6 group matches. They finished top of the table, 18 points, a perfect way to begin the defence of the AFC Champions League title. BG Pathum United, of course, will join them in the round of 16, and we await the final pairings for those games in September. It's been a thoroughly enjoying group stage competition. Some great football, some great goals, and we hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. The full-time score in the final match here, it's finished BG Pathum United 0, Ulsan Hyundai 2.